Okay, Sam. If you had to stay in one single place for the entire summer, where would that be?
That's a great question that I don't know the answer to.
See, all I ask is good questions.
I would want to spend it somewhere cool, but I'm trying to think of do I want that to be like a beach?
I was like, is that
tropical?
Cool as in temperature or cool as in just
like
awesome?
Cool, like the awesome.
Okay.
Like a fun place to spend the summer.
Yeah.
So but I'm like, beaches are kind of hotter in the summer.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a very good point.
Yeah, wow.
Start throwing out ideas. Start ranking them.
Yeah, no. I'd say beach, probably I don't know, a solid 7 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
Thinking the mountains, maybe a cabin.
Ooh, that could be really pretty.
That might be. Here's the thing. I'll go through my thought process. Is that this summer I'm going to be doing a lot of riding, boring riding.
Oh.
So I'm trying to think of a fun place that I can spend time riding, kind of maybe get the cozy vibe. So I'm thinking a cabin in the mountains, maybe.
That's true.
Where I can type, but then also do stuff. But then I want to be by a bigger city. I like hiking and that stuff, but I don't want to know if I want to do that all the time.
That's fair.
So then maybe the beach. You're getting all these. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's the one location is hard because there's good parts of each place, but it's where's one that I feel would be good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Florida. I don't know. Are we getting into hurricane season though?
Oh, that's true. It could be really hit or miss.
But I think I could probably do somewhere warm like that.
Okay.
It's somewhere a little tropical.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Florida. I like the beach. I like the ocean, but have the city nearby.
That's true.
Have a beach house.
Because then you still get all the amenities.
Yeah.
You can still do stuff.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't want to go to the beach for a summer. Man, I'm losing my opportunity to do stuff like that.
I know. Here, counter argument or different idea. What about Pacific Northwest Beach? Because are you doing stuff in the water, or are you just wanting the beach feel?
Here's the thing. Love the Pacific Northwest. Lots of trees. Love the rain. Ocean's cold. And I've gone into the ocean and swum a little bit. Because you go to the beach and you're I want to go into the water, but it's freezing, but you still do it.
Yeah.
But I think I'd still want warm water.
Okay.
I think I want Florida.
No, after being in the Atlantic Ocean for the first time, it's so much better. So much better. Yeah. Okay. I think that's fair. It's a fair assessment.
Where do you want to spend a whole summer at?
Hawaii.
Actually, yeah, that's a good one.
I would spend an entire summer there in a heartbeat.
I don't have any experience at Hawaii, but I would say that might beat Florida.
Oh yeah. Having been there before, absolutely. I would. If anybody came to me.
Because it's pretty temperate, right? I hear there's a little bit where there's no wind, so it gets hot.
Yeah.
But it just stays the same temperature year round.
Yeah, and you'll get rain and that cools it off. It probably stays around 85.
Okay.
And then down to 70 at night. So it just stays nice.
Yeah.
January all the time.
Honestly, yeah, I think Hawaii is good.
Because you still get the mountains there.
Yeah, there's everything's there. It's just all on one island or a couple islands.
Yep. So, sorry for swaying.
No, you're good.
Florida's great. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a hot second.
It's been a while.
Or do you want to do the apologizing?
Well, yeah, because
Or
it was
explanation.
it was kind of first my fault that we stopped in May.
It was also my fault.
Yeah, but I took the responsibility of, like, trying to do the podcast on my own, and then I just, like, didn't have time, / like, couldn't think of anyone that, like, I wanted to talk to, which sounds bad. Like, for those who want to be on here, I apologize. You talked to me.
That is so funny.
Yes, that was... Anyway, so... Plus, it was just made me stressed, and I don't do it when I just put things off when I'm stressed.
Also, you were in a very stressful moment of life, so...
Yeah, it was pretty busy. Anyway, so... Yeah. And I didn't have the support of you there, so, like, it just fell apart. Because Sam was gone that week.
Yeah, my bad.
And then you couldn't do it the next week.
No, I forgot about it.
Yeah. And so...
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody...
No. So here we be.
My phone.
We are here again, finally.
Yeah, so anyways, long story short, we decided to take May as a break because I needed it. I didn't have time to do this.
So welcome to Season 2.
Woo!
Unofficially. It's probably still just going to be Season 1 because I don't want to have to keep track.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, but no, like Sam said, we've been up to a lot of stuff. We're planning on doing just a good recap episode for you guys. Let us know what we've been up to. So thank you for listening to us again. We're sorry that we took such a long break with no notice. But also, hopefully the audio is better. We're trying different setup. We're trying different things. If it still sounds terrible, please let us know.
We're working
Blame
on
it all on me. So.
Facts.
Okay, where do we want to stop? Do you want to start for graduation?
Sure. I graduated.
Sam graduated. Oh my god.
I am unofficially Master Clark.
I watched him walk across the stage, grab his diploma, and walk off the stage.
Yeah. Kind of just like blank out during that whole like walking across. Because I was like the first in my like department, so I was like had the card.
Oh, that's right.
Like waiting, then they gave it, and they're like read my name, and you just like walk across, shake hands, but you're like. I don't know, your mind's, like, thinking back, I'm like, I don't remember what was happening at that point,
did I record it? I'm trying to remember
I actually did have, somebody
across.
Sent me a video of it.
Yeah.
And normally, like, in my previous graduations, I just, like, walk across, shake all the hands, grab my, like, diploma cover, and then, like, walk off. But this time, right after I shook hands, I, like, waved to my family.
Yeah, I remember that.
So...
Oh, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was, well... It was graduation, so...
That's fair.
I, like, walked across and then got back to my seat and started playing Game Pigeon with my sister.
I love that so much, dude. That's the great part about, like, college graduation. No one actually cares.
And people were, like, walking up and leaving, like,
I
just
saw that.
off the floor. I was like, well, I'm not going to do that, but, like...
Yeah.
Like, no one, like... I don't know any of these people. A couple of people I did know that I tried to clap for.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was like, this is fine. I don't know. I felt kind of bad. But also, I had just gone to another graduation the week before.
Ooh.
And they're like, for the people you're here, like try to be, like, what is it?
Respectful.
Yeah, respectful of, like, the people who you're, like, here for and, like, not here for. Just, like, making sure your cheers aren't, like, drowning out somebody else's. Yeah. And it kind of, like, I was like, oh, like, I'm not here for everyone. I don't need to clap. And somebody I was with was, like, doing other stuff. She, brought a book and was like, that's so smart. Like,
oh, yeah, dude.
And so I just kind of took that mentality. It was like, you know, I'm not here for these people, and this isn't bugging anyone, and I'm bored.
Yeah.
And can't concentrate, and it's hot. And I'm sleepy.
No, that's so fair.
I play Battleship with my older sister and beat her. I creamed her.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that was a stressful day. A very busy day.
Stressful for you?
I got, like, put in charge of, like, semi-coordinating between, like, Laura and the rest of her family.
Oh, yeah, that would be stressful.
And I hadn't even met her parents yet, and so I was like, I don't know what's happening.
That's funny.
But it was a good time. I definitely remember, like, you went across, and then, like, she went across, and I was just like, okay, now I'm tuning out.
Yeah.
Because you were pretty early on, weren't you?
Yeah, I was early just because they did like PhDs, masters, and
that's right,
bachelors. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, I had a long time of just being like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they messed up the A, and they didn't do the Scotsman, and I was so upset.
Oh, yeah, the lighting the A?
Yeah. And they didn't do Scotsman. You're supposed to do Scotsman.
I don't know, this is my first GSU graduation.
See?
To be honest, I don't feel like a true Aggie, so like...
You didn't make out on top of the A.
Well, yeah, I didn't do that either, but just like, I don't feel like... I'll have some loyalty leaving, but like...
You're still pretty deep in the
southern... I'm a pretty big cougar still. So...
That's fair. I mean, honestly, I have my master's too, and I barely remember I went there.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. I mean, I get and true. You still haven't graduated.
Yeah, I still do not have my diploma. I have the diploma cover, and I have done the ceremony, but yeah, I'm not haven't done. That's been this past month. Everything else since graduation.
Yeah. Let's get into the chaos of your life. All I ever hear from Sam is, "I'm stressed and I'm busy."
Because it's true. Okay, so graduation was like beginning of May. I think it was May 1st.
Yeah.
Then that, like, next day my younger brother gets married. Congrats, Ethan and Julia. Shout out to them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, went to the wedding, which was awesome. And then I came back Sunday. Monday is when I started everything. Well, I guess I'd started it before. So, all semester, I've been trying to get to, as you all know, I'm a cheese scientist, and...
It was National Cheese Day yesterday.
It was!
I saw your post about it. That's the only reason why I know. Anyway.
Somebody texted me that. That's why I knew. And I was like, I should do a post.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I need to measure sugar, specifically lactose and galactose content of my samples, as well as the lactic acid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been working all semester to try. Well, I've been working like the past 2 semesters because we were going to do one way, and then we got a new instrument in another professor's lab who were like, we can just do it in this, and it'll be easier and probably more accurate. So I was like, sweet, let's do that.
Yeah.
It was taking forever to get them running, which was fine with me because I had some other things to do.
Yeah.
But finally, like, it wasn't up, and, like, their detector that they were going to use doesn't work super great with sugars.
Nice.
And so
Love
I was like, well, let's just do this other way because they're not ready yet, and I need to do this. So I was, like, working, prepping, and then realized I had to order a bunch of stuff, which took several weeks to get in.
Oh, God.
So what I was hoping to do all through April, I couldn't do until like end of April, so like the week of graduation. I started prepping my samples, which in hindsight I could have been doing earlier.
That's fair.
But so I had 240 samples of milk, curd, and cheese samples all together in that 240.
Jeez.
And for the cheese samples, which was 180 samples, I had to grate so that I could then weigh out just a small amount and then do my extraction step to extract the sugars and the acids before I could actually measure it.
Jeez.
And so I am very grateful for my lab mates. Shout out to the Oberg lab because they helped me with the grading.
Golly, dude, that sounds so rough.
So I got back the Monday after graduation and went all in. Oh, and by the way, I also moved out of my apartment at this time.
Yeah.
And I'm now, bed surfing because I haven't actually had to sleep on a couch yet.
Hey, that's good.
So I've had stuff at like stored at two different people's places, plus my car's full of everything else.
Oh my God.
And then I'm living at somebody's house, which is great. But then I'm like, okay, I've got to do all this like sample prep because I got to measure these samples. And so like Monday I start doing that, and I think that same day I get an email from my department that's like, hey, if you want to like graduate in the summer, you have to defend your thesis by like July 7th.
Oh,
and I was like, that means I have to have like everything written by like June 1st. which was a real big stressor.
That's a huge stress.
So then I was just like, okay, I got to do this. So
oh my gosh.
Since then, I have been in the lab literally Monday through Saturday, except for like one Saturday that I just like didn't do anything, and I like was planning on it, but then it didn't end up happening, and I was like, meh. So, and if I don't have anything planned in the evenings, which is usually like Monday, Tuesdays, and maybe Wednesdays,
yeah,
I was in the lab till like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Oh
there was one day I was in there till like 11:50 p.m. So, yeah. So at this point, I have graded, have those 180 samples graded, processed those 240 samples, extracted them, and then I have now measured all the acids and
my gosh.
things, which total all the sampling to like measure it, I did at least 1,440 samples, not including like blank standard curve samples or repeat samples that I had to do. So I have gone through
so many
pipette tips. My thumb at one point, and by the end of last week, was sore.
I remember
and my
that.
shoulder was also sore. And I've binge watched at least like 8 seasons of NCIS. So,
golly, dude.
Yeah, that's my...
You have been living the life.
Yeah, honestly, and then there got to a point where I was like, you know, I'm not going to meet the thesis deadline. It's going to be fine. I'll graduate eventually. I can still defend in the summer.
That's
it will
true.
be fine. And it like still sucked because you're just doing the same thing over and over. You're like, there's like 4 or 5 reagents per like one sample that you're doing in like different steps. So you're just like pipetting some, and then you're like having to let it wait for like 3-5 minutes, sometimes 10. And so at the beginning I was like kind of like taking breaks, but then by the end I was like, okay, next sample, like let's start measuring out what I can do. So it was just kind of like a continuous cycle, and you're just like, I am so bored, / like this is, I'm going to die. And so it was kind of nice just to have knowing what I needed to do. It's much better when
fair.
Like going live. I'm like, I know what I need to do.
That's true. You can just like sit there and grind.
Yeah, and I got my iPad playing my TV show, so I'm just like,
that is kind of true.
Great. So.
Man, what a life.
Yeah.
Thus is the life of the master student.
I know. Anyway, so Monday I finished all that. So now I'm just crunching numbers and trying to see, hopefully not have to do any duplicates, rerun samples, but potentially, but it shouldn't be 1,440 samples. So it shouldn't be too bad. Gosh. But yeah, after that, it's pretty much, we're close. Like,
dang, it's in the
this
final
was the
stretch.
big thing that I had to do before I could start writing, and I'm done. So now it's like,
dang.
Now I actually have to start writing.
Which is also a bummer.
Yeah, so that's why I want to go to Florida to write.
That's fair. No judgment. It sounds like a great place to do it.
Or Hawaii, I guess.
That's true. Also recommend that one. Oh, man. Dang. Man.
Yeah, well, I've been in the lab grinding away. What have you been up to? You've taken some fun trips.
I have been all over the place.
You've been having fun for both
I
of us.
have been having fun. Because, let's see. After graduation, I did not graduate, but it's fun to be around people that did. We had Ragnar, which Sam was going to run with us, but he ended up having an issue with his ankle.
He got hurt.
And so it was so sad, dude. It would have been so fun with you. And we would have done so good.
So hot.
Yeah. We probably... I'm skipping ahead, but... Whoa, okay. Anyways, yeah. So we did Ragnar. And it was so much fun. It was such a good time. We did the Zion trail run. And so we were down at this, like, resort ranch place just outside of Zion. And the... first night, I drove down with my sister and her team, just to carpool because it made it easier.
Did you beat them?
What?
Did you beat your sister's team?
In the race?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm skipping ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
But yeah, we get down there, and the funny part is driving down there, we missed the turn, so we almost ended up in Arizona. We're like, did we miss it? I don't think we're supposed to be in Kanab. And we finally looked up, we're like, oh, we're 40 minutes down the road from where we're supposed to turn. Yikes. So we flipped back around, got there at like 8 or 9 o'clock. But the campsite that Ben chose was absolute perfection. We were about 200 feet from the finish line. We could literally see the final turn up into it.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it was so nice because you'd run, you get done, and you just walk back to camp in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Or if someone's coming in, everybody walked over because it was right there.
Yeah.
It was so incredible. But the actual running was not bad. It was better than I thought it was going to be, especially because I kind of failed at training the last like 2 weeks before it.
Nice.
Which did not help. And with Sam gone, we couldn't find a replacement because the replacement we got to take Sam's spot got food poisoning the day before. So that did not help. So we had 3 guys take the legs, but it worked out great. I was runner 5 out of the 8. So I did what was the yellow loop, which was a 4.1 mile with just straight up the mountain and then straight down the mountain. And then you had the green loop, which was like really flat, and you like dipped into a canyon for like 4 miles. And then you had the red loop, which was 7.5 miles, like up and down a mountain through the backside of it, and then all the way back around the camp.
I'm so jealous.
Oh, dude, it was great, but golly.
Were you able to run at night?
Yeah, that was my red one. That was my last one.
That is, I always try to have my longest or like the hardest legs.
So
like,
nice, so much better.
Middle of the night,
yeah.
I just feel amazing.
Oh yeah, and it's so much cooler, and it's just
easier. I feel like I can go faster.
Oh yeah,
just
that was
like the perception.
Yeah, that was my green loop. It was right at sunset, and so like I took off right as the sun had just like barely dipped below, and so it was and it was flat and it was pretty, and I killed that green one. It was so good. But yeah, we did phenomenally as a team. We crushed it because we started at like 9:40 in the morning on Friday, and then our runner 1 finished his final leg right before midnight, so he didn't even run on Saturday.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, no, Ben literally finished at like 11:59.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we were going so fast, and then like
So when did you guys finish?
We finished at like 6 a.m., 6:20ish. I don't know. I fell asleep after my final run because I was runner 5, so there was only 3 after me.
Yeah.
And I told them to wake me up, but then no one did. I didn't see coming. But no, we had some crazy people on the run.
Wow, I'm trying to think of the one trail runner I did. He was probably about the same. We started in the afternoon, though.
Yeah, see, I think
we finished late morning.
That was our original
maybe early
time.
Afternoon.
We were supposed to start at 3 originally.
Oh, okay.
And then we requested an earlier time and they pushed us to 9:40.
Which is nice. Then you guys don't have to like have a lot late of a drive back.
Yeah. Well, plus then like the majority of the running is happening at night. Whereas had we started that late, like all the final runs would have been in the daylight, and it was so much hotter on Saturday. Like it was probably like 10 to 15 degrees warmer than it was on Friday.
That's nice.
So yeah, it turned out fantastic. It worked out so good, and it worked out so good that now we're probably going to do next year. We're thinking of maybe doing Colorado.
Okay.
Which is insane because the elevation's
way worse probably.
Yeah. Well, the elevation for the entire team is one runner's elevation in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
So it is 8 times as steep. It's crazy. But it'd be fun. But anyway, so that was Ragnar.
So what partying did you do when you weren't running?
We just hung out at camp.
You just hung out?
Yeah.
Did you take advantage of like the swimming pool or anything?
I did. We did a little bit. A couple of people did. A couple of people did like yoga, and then like
It sounded like a really nice like base camp. Like,
oh yeah.
What they, like all the amenities and everything.
They had fire pits. They had restaurants. They had mini golf. They had volleyball pits. You could like do anything you wanted.
It was hard because after you run, you're like anything. Tired. You're like, because I remember I did the Teton one. It was more just at like, I think Grand Targhee Lodge area.
Gotcha,
so they had some like lodges, but like didn't have any of like the other stuff. So you're like, you set up camp and I think maybe it was just, I don't know if we talked about it. We're like, oh, we'll do all this stuff. Like, I think maybe somebody brought cornhole or something, or like some yard games, and like we didn't do anything. We were just like chilled.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like, just you run and you're just tired, so you just like.
Yeah, that was basically all of us. We'd like run, go back to camp, and just like sit around and talk, eat food, sleep. It fully was just like, just survive. But there was a bunch of us still to go like the swimming pool for a little bit. But yeah, they had like 2 pools, and like the top one was probably like 50 degrees. It was so cold. It was awful to sit in. Yeah. And the other one's probably like 75, so it still wasn't like super warm, but yeah, wild. And then they had like a tiny hot tub, but it had like 500 people in, so I was like, nah. Yeah, that would. But yeah. Pass. Yeah. Plus, like, it closed at 10. So you couldn't even, like, use it after you were done, like, for the evening. It was stupid. It was dumb. Yeah. But it was good. They had showers, and you could use those if you wanted. It was nice. Yeah. Highly recommend. If you're going to do a Ragnar run, do that one. Yeah, and I, like, because the elevation, well, compared to the Colorado one, it's not bad. But it didn't seem like it was as bad as even, like, the Teton one that we did. No, probably not. Cause like it seems like the length was kind of more of like why the hard one was like hard. Maybe some of the elevation. Yeah, the length was pretty rough, and the problem with the red one is it was like the first mile was like pretty flat, and then the next like mile and a half ish, you'd have like super crazy like the steepest parts for like a quarter mile, and then like semi flatten out, and then just be another like super steep, and then just flatten out, and it's super steep, like 5 or 6 times where you just have to like and then chill out. Because yeah, the backside was great, and I was doing good until I got to the aid station, and I tried some of the water, and then it messed with my stomach, and so like the entire like second half of that run I was like, I'm gonna throw up. It was rough, but no, it was so fun, just stumbling around in the dark. Yeah. But, so that was the first thing I did. And then, literally, the next day after coming back, I went to South Carolina. Because it was for my girlfriend. We did, like, a graduation. Like, hey, let's go for a trip. So, we went to Myrtle Beach. And it was chill. Hung out on the beach a day. Went to Charleston for another day. Hung out on the beach again the next day. And then came back. It was just chill. You're done with school. Do nothing. And it was so great. Also, Charleston, one of the prettiest places I've ever seen in my life. They are, because it's that like colonial style that just is like so cool. And there's just so much history from like revolution to pre-revolution to Civil War to just like thing upon thing upon thing upon thing upon thing. And then plus it's just like gorgeous. Super hot, but super pretty. Was it pretty humid too? Yeah, it was pretty humid. It wasn't like crazy humid while we were there, but it's definitely more humid than here. Yeah. Somebody asked me, where was that? Oh, I was also at a conference this past month. But that's right. I was talking to someone who's from out of state, and he asked about like how humid it was here. Oh gosh. And I was like, I don't remember what I said, but I was like, there's pretty dry here. Like, it's not humid. Like. Yeah, no. We don't really have that here. Yeah. Like, my sister complains about coming here from, like, the East Coast. And, like, her skin drying out. Dries up instantly. Yeah, no. That was super nice. Other really weird thing about Myrtle Beach in specific is they are obsessed with golf. And they are even more obsessed with mini golf. They have probably close to 40 mini golf courses. And when I say 40, I mean like mini golf, I mean each place has 2 sets of 18 holes within themselves. Of mini golf holes? Yeah. So they have 36 holes at each spot, and they have like full-on pirate ships
they do, like,
and like animatronic dinosaurs.
National like mini golf championships there?
I don't know. I would not be surprised. They had like
I feel like that's a thing.
Yeah, they had like a full-on like Mayan temple thing with like water running down it that you played like in and out of it. Crazy stuff. So if you're gonna go do mini golf, go to Myrtle Beach because you could go non-stop. But yeah, so that was one of the other trips, and then the only other final trip that I did was for Memorial Weekend. We went to Craters of the Moon.
Ah,
yeah,
Craters of the Moon.
It was cool. Have you been there?
I have.
Oh,
I am an Idaho native, so
that's true. I guess I was up in Blackfoot.
Yeah,
that's where my sister's at.
I think the last time I went was when I was like a teacher, so it's been a while.
Wild.
But I have been there at least twice.
It's cool. It was so cool.
Do you do the caves?
Yeah. We did because Beautiful Cave is closed.
I don't know any of the cave names.
Okay.
So
we just did the one where you can like walk into it and then walk all the way and then climb out of it at the end.
Okay.
And then walk back.
I know we went to a couple, and there was one cave where like it connected with another one, but you had to like crawl to get to the other one.
Oh, wild.
Like, and I just remember that because I don't like.
Yeah, no, we did not do that one. That's cool though. Yeah, no. I just remember we like got there and we like go into the visitor shop and they're all like, "You guys gonna go into the caves?" We're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, we gotta give you a permit, so we're gonna talk to you really quick." And they're just like, "Number one thing, is anything you're wearing been underground?" And we're like, "What?" It's like, "Has anything you're wearing ever been underground?" I'm like,
why is that?
Because apparently like the bats that they have, they don't have this disease that like every other bat has gotten. And they're all like, yeah, if you've had anything underground, spores could like have gotten into it and it could infect them. And sadly, my hat that I was wearing had been underground in Carlsbad like last year. I had to like look at pictures and be like, was I wearing it? And I was like, yep, I was. Gosh dang it. But no, it is so cool. So wild. You literally feel like you're just in a different world. So cool though. But yeah. And that's about it.
I have a funny story. Not a funny story. I have a story about Craters of the Moon.
Oh, I'm very excited about it.
I think it was at Craters of the Moon. We had like a family, my family, when I was younger.
Not my family, your family.
Yeah. Would like go on camping trips in the summer, and we had like a pop-up trailer. This is way more details than you need, but anyways, I think I know for sure one of the times we went camping to Craters of the Moon, maybe we just visited. As I'm saying this, I'm doubting everything that I remember. But there was one time, I don't remember what I did. I got in trouble, and so I had to stay at like camp with my dad or mom.
What the heck?
Maybe my dad. Maybe they were there. I don't remember. And like my siblings went off with the other parents to go do whatever they were going to do. I don't know what it is. And I just remember being bored in the camping chair and like moving all which way to like try to get comfortable. And
that's so fair. I feel like that's like the main thing you do as like a kid on a camping trip is you just sit in a camping chair and you're just like, I want to do something. Yeah,
it was hot and I was bored. I probably couldn't, I don't know why I didn't have like a book, but I probably was in trouble so I couldn't read a book.
Oh my gosh, I forget just how nerdy you were. That punishment meant you could not read a book.
I mean, I might not have brought a book, but like,
but
knowing me as a kid, I was pretty, like, up until probably from like second grade until like maybe 7th or 8th grade, maybe 9th grade, I always had a book, probably.
Dang.
I was a big reader.
That's so fun. That's so wild.
Yeah. So, end of, moral of the story, maybe not been Craters of the Moon, pretty sure it was. Maybe it wasn't a camping trip, pretty sure it was.
What? Oh my gosh.
I do remember it being cooler as a teacher. I just remember being hot and dusty and tiring, probably because we were walking around as a kid, and as a teacher, I think thought it was cooler.
That's fair. That's fair. See, that's where we got really lucky. It wasn't warm that day. It was probably only like
nice.
65 to like 75. So really, really mild temperatures. Perfect to be outside walking around in. Yeah, so that was great. Yeah. I don't know what else there is. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's happened. I don't think so. We're boring people, apparently.
Well, me more so than you. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh! Going back in time, because we talked about Ragnar or whatnot, I didn't bring up me or my sister's team or like placement or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
throw down.
While I am in South Carolina, the group chat's like going off or whatever from Ragnar.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all like,
I think I muted it.
I would not be surprised. I don't know why you said it.
Yeah,
But we're just like there, and then they're all like, "Oh my gosh, the results got posted," and they're like looking at it, and they're like, "We got 8th overall," and then they're like, "We took 3rd in our division," which like blew all of our mind because we're like, we were down a runner, and only half of us really trained.
Sounds like Ragnar. That's how my past teams usually have been. Of like, we like don't think we're doing well, and then we end up like placing in our age group.
Yeah,
like,
it was crazy. So that was very exciting to hear.
That is.
But my sister's team, they didn't do too bad. They actually did really good. They had one guy that was absolutely bonkers. The like green loop or yellow loop, I can't remember, but they're both 4-mile ones.
Yeah.
They did in like 28 minutes. He's
flying
cooking through stuff. But they also had a guy who started having knee issues, and so like I think it was on his yellow run that it took him like an extra hour to finish because he's just like, I just can't do it. Yeah.
That's too bad. But
they still did really, really good. Even with that, they did super good. So yeah, no, they're great. It was a fun ride. We had lots of inside jokes from the drive, probably more so from than the actual Ragnar, for whatever reason. But yeah, that's it. I guess the only other final update I have is I have started renovating my house.
I can confirm that.
Yeah, we were just like sitting here one night last week, and I was like, because we had talked about getting rid of one of the cabinets in the kitchen, and we were like, let's just do it. And so we go in, start ripping stuff out, pull it off, and then like 2 days later, it's like, why don't we just get rid of the top part of the wall? Start ripping that out, cutting through the wall, pull it out, throw it away. Yeah, it was a good time. Up until Monday, I had all of that still in the back of my truck. So much wood, because we also cleared out the shed.
You should have had a bonfire, but I know your feelings about fire.
I know. No, I should have, but...
Well, actually, we'll say, some cabinets are hard to burn. I have tried to burn cabinets, and they just will not burn. Yeah,
I also don't want to have to deal with, like, the metal afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I just don't want to deal with it.
No, smart.
But the biggest thing was clearing out the shed. There was probably, like, half a room's worth of just random butt wood in there. For, like, no reason. Like, there was, like, 2 by 2 inch boards that were, like, I don't know, 2 feet long that just had this little, like, groove cut out of one of the sides. Just, like, a 1/4 inch just slit about 1 inch wide, just down into it, just up the side. And there was a ton of them. I have no idea what that wood is ever used for.
Like, would they put together?
No, like, they couldn't fit together. All of them just had it indented into them down the whole length of one side, just a 1 inch wide, like 1/4 inch deep, just groove.
And it was totally flat on the other side?
Yeah, it was just like a normal 2 by 2 board, just with one side with that. Yeah. So if anybody knows like wood stuff, feel free to comment. Please let me know.
You could ask Jessie. She's the woodworker.
Oh, is she? Maybe it will.
I don't know if she will know what that is for.
Yeah.
But
Hope she'll have a much better idea than I do. But if anyone else has an idea too, feel free to comment, shoot it down there. let me know if I was dumb for throwing it all away. Yeah. So hopefully over the summer, my dad said he would come up and we'd start actually renovating the whole thing, because we're planning on tearing out the walls, redoing all the bathrooms, redoing the ceiling, whole 9 yards.
Really awesome.
It's going to be
a lot
awesome.
of work, but
yeah, but should be fun, because then we're also changing it to where this bathroom becomes the public bathroom. It'll be outside the room.
Oh, okay.
And then that end will become the master bedroom. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But it's also very stressful trying to make these decisions.
Yeah, that's a very adult. I mean, we're all both adults. But
that's like,
it's a very
it's weird.
Grown-up decision.
I went into Lowe's and started looking at cabinets, and I was just like, I'm not prepared to make these decisions. These are not ones I should have to make or trust myself to make or anything. So, yeah. Yeah, what fun adult decisions do you have coming up, Sam?
I actually have one.
Ooh.
I got a job offer this past
No way?
day. Yeah.
What? Dude, let's go!
Very unexpected.
Wild. What are the details? Tell me the whole experience.
Okay, well, so I've been interviewing with 2 companies, and so the one that gave me the offer was, backstory. At my brother's wedding, my dad's best friend from college was there, because he was a family friend, and so we were talking, and he was like, I know a guy who did worked for food companies in marketing, but I'm gonna connect you with him. Maybe he'll know other people or can help you. So I was like, great, love that. Actually, I hate networking, but I'll do that. So I talked to him, and that was awesome. And I was like, hey, do you know anyone in I should talk to about product development specifically, because that's what I want to do. And he's like, actually, I do.
Dang.
So he passed me on this guy who I started talking to, and he used to work at this company in Ogden, and they were looking for they had a food scientist posting.
Oh wow.
They did it right after we'd talked, and I'd kind of already seen it, but I was didn't really want to work for the company. It's a pet food company. So they do with dog food and dog treats. They do private label stuff, so you won't see their brand on the store shelves.
Gotcha.
But you'll see other companies. They'll come to that company to be hey, we want to do this dog food with these specifications. Then they would design it, formulate it, and then produce it. So
gotcha.
Anyway, so I'd seen it before, and I was I'm not desperate yet. But then this guy I talked to would text me, was hey, they're hiring, they've since he's worked there, they've got acquired by another company or something.
Geez.
So he's
rough.
so maybe a little different, but I worked with a guy who's over hiring, and he's a really good dude to work for.
Gotcha.
If you're interested, reach out. And I was I don't really want to work there, but I also don't want to be he's doing something nice for me, so I want to show my appreciation of oh, this is awesome. So it's okay, great, I'll look into it. Anyways, and then it's they're trying to hire someone pretty fast. So it was next day it was hey, if you're gonna do it, you should do it soon.
Gotcha.
So I was fine, I'll do it.
Ooh.
So I applied, sent it, emailed the guy, sent him my resume, and that afternoon I got they're wanting to schedule an interview.
Dang.
And I was ooh, this is fast.
They are very serious.
But I
about
was okay, I got this other company I've been interviewing with, and they're a little slower. So I was trying to work it so that I'd be I was oh, I can't do they gave me some times, and I was I mean, I'm just doing research in the lab, so I can take some time off. But I was
oh, I'm
but I know. So yeah, so I was well, I can't do there, but I could do next week. So pushed it off.
Yeah.
So we actually had interviews with both the companies the first day. So like the first one with the company in Ogden, and then the other company I had first one for the position, but second one with the company because I had done an interview with for a previous position, all on the same day. Later that week, they like reached out. The Ogden company reached out about scheduling like a second interview, and I was like, shoot, like the other company's being slow, but I kind of did the same thing of like, I was at the conference, and it was like one of the times was, so I was like, I can't do it there. One of the times was, so I did like the next week, but then the guy I was supposed to do the interview for was traveling, so they couldn't do it. So they tried to do it like bump it up like to the same week, and I was like, dang. It was like right at the end of the conference, and I was like, I could, but like I'm gonna be drained. We might be going over, which was a good thing because we went over by like, I would have had to leave early. Dang. Would have been fine, but it's okay. Yeah. So I like pushed it off to last Thursday actually. Dang. So I was like, okay, this is perfect, but then the other company wasn't getting back to me. And so finally I like emailed them like a week and a half later, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, and they're like, okay, well, they're like, hey, we want to do another interview, but we've got to get the schedules for the team, so like just hang tight. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay. This past Monday rolls around, nothing, and I was hoping I'd hear nothing. I was like, great, it's 2 weeks since my interview.
Thank you guys.
And then Tuesday morning, I get a text from the Ogden company. It's like, hey, can I call to like touch bases about like the position? I was like, sure. And I was like, probably just seeing if I'm still interested, setting up another time, because they had told me that I was gonna have another interview. So I was like expecting it, and then same time, the other company got back to me. And they're like, "Hey, what's your availability for the next 2 weeks? So you can schedule like an on-site interview." Yeah. And I was like, "Perfect." And then I get a call. I call them, or they call me, the Ogden company, and they're like, "Hey, so we want to offer you the job." And I was like, great. I don't know what I said. I probably didn't get super excited. I was like, okay, just trying to be. And so they like gave the offer, and I was like, well, I want some time. They're like, great, like we can give you till like Thursday evening, Thursday end of day, which is today. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh gosh.
I first of all wasn't expecting this. I was hoping that'd be like next week's problem. Yeah. Second of all, like, I was hoping at least to have like an interview with the other company so that I could like
really balance it and see.
Yeah, like have it kind of be the same time, so I could either like do some leveraging either way, either with like the offer or be like, hey, company's gone back to me, like, they gave me an offer. Are you guys gonna give me an offer? Yeah. So like kind of speed it along. Yeah. Which has helped. Oh, I reached out to the other company and was like, hey, just kind of trying to get the feels of just like where I'm at in the running. So if I'm like super high, then like maybe I won't take this job. Yeah. If not, then maybe I'll take it. Yeah. So they actually scheduled the interview for like Monday, and they're like, is that going to be enough time? And I was like, well, no, but I'll reach out and see if they can give me an extension. Yeah. And which they did. Oh, dang. So. Oh, snap. Yeah, so that's like happened.
Very stressful.
Lots happened since Tuesday.
Dang.
And like, I went down to Ogden to tour the facility, and that's pet food, which I don't really want to do. But I don't know. I felt good about either one. Before I found out I got the extension, I told the other company to go ahead with like the on-site interview scheduling, because they were like asking. They're like, we kind of need to know. Yeah. And I was like, Yeah. And the other company wasn't getting back to me, so I figured it was probably like they were trying to find out rather than just saying, hey, we can't. Yeah. So that's a big adult decision.
Dude, that's a scary adult decision.
Yeah, because if I take the one in Ogden, I don't think I will. I don't know. I'm not trying not to like discount anything. Yeah. Keep an open mind till I do the interviews, see how everything goes. But I'd be starting in like 2 weeks.
Holy fetch.
And I was like thinking about it, I was like, I'm actually gonna be I like start real adulthood.
Ugh, yeah, I hate that for you.
Yeah. But yeah, there's the whole.
Dang.
All my thoughts about it.
Man, life is crazy.
Yeah.
So many. Oh gosh.
So.
Dang. Because where would you be with the other one?
Twin Falls.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Yes, they're both like decently close.
Close, yeah.
Ogden one would be nice because I'm gonna be moving in with my aunt soon, and so like.
You'd still.
I can like be there, start working if I need to, but also like scope out like. Apartments / like wards.
Not
they have a couple
older
YSA wards, so I might actually go ward shopping.
That's fair. That's
to
fair.
like figure out where I actually want to like live.
Yeah.
And so, whereas the other one I wouldn't be able to, but
yeah,
either one's like a good option.
That's fair. Options always good to have.
Yeah.
Stressful to have though.
Seriously.
Dang, man, holy cow.
Yeah.
Dang. Crazy, dude. I'm excited for you, but that's so stressful.
Yeah, it's a little less stressful now that
you have options.
I have options, and I have till like Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I interview Monday, and I honestly don't know if they're gonna. The company I'm interviewing with will know by Tuesday.
Yeah. Just
because I think they're probably interviewing others.
Probably.
And since they gave me like the next 2 weeks, they might just be these next 2 weeks we're interviewing everyone.
Yeah.
But I'll at least have more information. Like I'll see where I'm working, try to meet the teammates, and like try to get a feel of like, okay, is this gonna be like a good fit?
Yeah. No, that's a good call. Dang, dude. This is the really stressful part of life.
Oh yeah.
I know. Yeah. I had an interview with a different company.
You did?
Yeah, like a couple weeks, about a month ago probably.
Okay.
Because I have a friend that works there, and they've like been trying to redesign a couple things, and like, your name's come up, we've been interested in interview, and so like went and interviewed, and I don't know what it was about the interview, but I got like the biggest like quarter life crisis of my life. I was just being like, I don't want to do this. What am I doing with my life? Why am I here? What have I done? I need to do so many more things now. And it just like freaked me out. And so, yeah. So now we're taking it a little more serious of like, no, I should actually figure out what I would need to do with my life and start making plans and change stuff up and whatnot.
So you don't want to do computer software anymore?
I really don't. Like, I'd be okay managing it. I just don't want to be doing it anymore. If that makes sense. Which, at the rate AI is going, could happen sooner than I think.
Yeah.
We've even started using it at work. It's getting crazy. But, anyways, that's for another time.
Another time when we don't have time to think of questions.
Yep, exactly. Cool. Well, any other fun final updates?
No.
Yeah.
Do you have any fun summer plans? We are in the middle of summer. Memorial Day has come and gone.
True.
It's June.
My girlfriend's family is planning a river rafting trip down the Snake River, I think in July. Oh. And then the first weekend of Tetons, the first weekend of August, we're going to Tetons.
Okay.
I think that's mostly it, and the rest of the time is just hanging out here, doing like paddleboarding, sports, and all that fun jazz.
I parked at the park down the road, and there's a bunch of people playing volleyball.
Oh yeah, dude. No, it's crazy. I'm
freaking out because it's like June, and like
you haven't done anything yet.
I haven't done anything, and it's like, so I feel like summer's almost over, and like warm weather. I'm more worried about like it just being nice outside, and I haven't taken advantage. Plus my ankle's still like bothering me.
Rough, yeah.
So I'm like, I can't even do like the volleyball. I try to like tell myself it's okay.
That's so rough.
But I'm like,
That's so sad.
So, because I want to just do the chill summer stuff. Most of it's just school. I just don't have time, which I realize, and I'll have other summers, but
it's still sad.
Yeah.
Anytime we miss out on a good day, it's a sad day.
I also think I'm starting to like freak out about like getting older. I wasn't at that point last year, but I think at this point, for some reason, 27 feels a lot closer to, like...
Dude, I don't know what's up with that
old
number.
30 and, like...
Yeah, no.
26, I was like, I'm fine. I don't know why everyone's complaining about being old. But I'm 27, I'm like, I'm freaking out.
I know, dude. That was me when I turned 29. I was like, I'm 30. I'm 30. I hit it. I'm there. It happened. How did this happen? It's like, no, you still have another year. You're fine. It's like, nope. I'm old. I'm dead. It's gone. What have I done with my life? It's all a waste. That's so funny, though. Oh, man. Okay. Well, now that we are finally back again doing episodes, we are planning on
Go on. I was going to say something, but I'm going to let you finish.
You sure?
Yeah.
I can let you jump in.
No, you got it. Sorry.
No, you'll be able to do it better than I will, probably.
No, I was just going to say, we have some fun summer stuff planned.
Yeah. Go on. You're having a lot more energy with it, so keep going. Go off.
Yeah, because it's summer, and summer's always fun, we are thinking of spicing things up on Sam's Midnight Ramblings, and we're going to kind of have like a summer series with the podcast featuring a summer bucket list. Mm-hmm. Which should be fun. We'll bring on some fun guests.
Yep. And
it will just be generally a fun time. Hopefully enhance your summer fun that you all are doing.
Hopefully we can inspire you to go do some fun stuff too. Try out fun things. Just give you that good summer vibe all the time.
Exactly.
I know. I feel like I might want to change up like the logo, give it like a summer spin for these episodes.
Honestly, that would be super fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. It could be a good time. I'll see what I can make out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, lots coming. It's gonna be a vibe. Everything's gonna be fun. We're so excited that we're back. Thank you for listening to us again. Sorry for the break.
Yes.
We do appreciate having the little break. It was very nice.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to get these back out, and we'll get some people back on it, and it'll be great. Yeah. Any final thoughts, Sam?
Nah.
Yeah. I think I'm good, too. Other than, feel free to like, subscribe, share it, whatever way you can. Podcast.
5-star review.
We are on Apple Podcasts.
We are.
Please share that around. I know there's been people that are like, no, I don't mind it on Spotify and YouTube, but I do like it from Apple. We are on Apple Podcasts.
Woo!
We finally figured out how to make it work, and it's so nice. So go ahead, go on there, rate us 5 stars on there, do all the fun stuff. Yeah.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Keep on rambling.
On rambling.